Okay, there's a few short clips. I thought it might be difficult to follow the translation, but there's more of those, and I think they're very useful, because the shaitan comes to us like that. In the film, he comes in the form of the shaitan, but it's much more difficult that, because he comes in our own thoughts. And this is the web of the shaitan. So we need to keep ourselves out of the web of shaitan and out of his friendship, and put ourselves in a good atmosphere, in a good friendship. The Prophet ﷺ said a very famous and beautiful hadith: the likeness of a righteous friend and an evil friend is the likeness of musk, a perfume seller, and a blacksmith. As for the perfume seller, he may either bestow something on you, or you may purchase something from him, or you may benefit from his sweet smell. And as for the blacksmith, he may either burn your clothes, or you may be exposed to his awful smell. So what the Prophet ﷺ is telling us is to take ourselves out of the bad atmosphere, out of the bad crew, out of the bad culture, the music, the websites, the wrong sort of friends on Facebook. Because that's like the blacksmith. It will tarnish us with dirt, will burn our clothes, and will eventually burn us in the hellfire. But if we mix with the right atmosphere, the right crew, put ourselves in the right sort of places to go to, then that will get us a sweet smell, and inshallah we will smell the sweetness of Jannah. So we should take ourselves out of the bad atmosphere and check everything that we're doing. So that's about us and about the atmosphere of shaitan. How it will be difficult, of course, if we keep ourselves in the atmosphere, to get better and better and to enter ourselves into the paradise. But what about not a person, me as a person or you as a person? What about the society as a whole? What about taking the society as a whole out of a bad atmosphere and correcting the people in society? There was a quote on our Facebook account. One of the brothers from Facebook, he put up a quote saying our Umma is in Palestine, Kashmir, Afghanistan, Iraq, Chechnya, deserve the victory and we are in need of it. And the brother responded and said the fault, this is the end of his quote, the fault lies in the Ummah itself. We as Muslims have abandoned our deen and have too much love for the dunya. Muslims are engrossed in major shirk and innovations, let alone the numerous sins we fall into, and we expect victory. So what he's trying to say is that, the Ummah is committing sins, they are bad. Don't expect anything good from the Ummah, or expect the victory of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the establishment of His religion. Because the Ummah is all involved in the bad atmosphere, in following the tricks of shaitan. So don't expect the victory and don't think that the Ummah deserves it. So we need to look at this as well. We need to know, in terms of changing people, changing society, when all around us is bad culture, pumped out by the governments, it's like climbing up a down escalator. This is what these people are trying to do. They're climbing up a down escalator. Very, very difficult. Because when you've got the music culture that we have in the Muslim countries, about love, about the dating scene, about the boy-girl thing, the film is about the same thing. We've got the dramas, and everything is all about corrupting the people. And we're working to try and correct the people. You're climbing up a down escalator. You're climbing up a down escalator. And not only do they pump out the corrupt culture, they prevent the correct culture. They prevent and imprison you if you try and pump out the correct culture. You can find in our countries sexy books, you know what I mean, the Mills and Boon books about love and romance, about, you know what I mean, promiscuity and all these things. You can find them in the Muslim countries. If you try and find a book of a sincere scholar, it's very difficult. You can find all these sexy books on the streets being sold. You can see in Ramadan, if you go in Ramadan, you can see people openly breaking, not fasting. That's okay, because that's what the government wants. But if you try and correct that person, why is he not fasting in public, then you might be in trouble. Because the government wants that to happen. The government in the Muslim countries. So you're climbing up a down escalator. This is a famous Arabic drama. It's called Bab al-Haram. And it comes on especially in Ramadan. It's actually, the actual drama is not bad. It's quite Islamic. It has a lot of good Islamic lessons. But the whole of Ramadan, in the Arab countries, the people don't go out until this drama is finished. They won't go and pray Salatul Taraweeh, maybe a lot of them, but they will sit down, and they will watch Bab al-Haram. And the masajid in the Laylatul Qadr, they won't start Laylatul Qadr, either the sessions in the mosque, until this is finished. Because everyone's watching these programs, and it's not in Ramadan, all the best programs come on, especially for Ramadan. Because they're working to corrupt the people. So no matter how much you try and correct them, the system is working there to corrupt you. And it's to corrupt the people. In Ramadan it becomes all about food. It becomes all about the wonderful food, and then the sweets, and then the clothes that you buy for Eid. And the religious atmosphere is gone. So you're climbing up a down escalator. So I say, you cannot correct the customs of the people if the system is working to corrupt them. You can't do it. You need to correct the system and then you will work on correcting the people. Because the system and the culture is working in harmony in the right way. And I'll give you an example. Everyone obviously knows who this is. Homer Simpson, of course. And I just heard it on the radio today that the government is spending, I think, loads of money into giving the company that makes Homer Simpson, into helping them with obesity in their country. They're trying to get the help of, I can't remember which company it is that makes Homer Simpson, to help them in the culture and to try and say, don't live the life that Homer Simpson is living, as you can see here. Don't be, you know what I mean, sit there, drink donuts. Everyone knows what Homer Simpson got up to. They're pumping money into help getting the company, Homer Simpson, into helping their country out of obesity. And it's not the only thing they're doing with obesity. There's schools, obviously. They're trying to get the kids in schools to do more PE, more sports. They're trying to fix the lunches in schools. They're banning advertisements for junk food in the kids' TV. They're trying to promote cycling. They're trying to promote all these things. What I'm trying to show is that the government is working to fix that ill of obesity. The government is trying to fix that. It's working in harmony. That's how the system works to correct the people. So if we're trying to go the opposite way around, if we're trying to say, for example, no, eat, like these Coke companies and these companies, and look at even McDonald's. They changed the whole of McDonald's. They're serving Tropicana fruit juices, and they serve baguettes, because the culture has changed and the system has changed with that, and forcing the people to get fit. So the last two, I know it's dark and people are falling asleep. The last two things I want to leave yourself to. In order to change yourself, you need to change your atmosphere. And in order to change the people, you need to change the system. And that is the atmosphere of Iman. وأقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم.